Chetudarpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagninirvatam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadurivanam Anandam Gurivardhanam Pratipadam Puranam Vitasvaram Sarvatma Snapanam Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Okay, Hare Krishna guys, and welcome to another episode of the UK Sankirtan Hour Marathon Special podcast. Today we've got a real gem. We've got a legend of the UK Sankirtan scene and Temple President of ISKCON Newcastle, Caitanya Vallabha Prabhu. welcome on board.
Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure.
No, it's good to have you. How's your marathon going so far? I know we're only a few days in.
Well, my marathon's been really nice. I actually tried to start my marathon before the official day. So Friday was the first day, Black Friday. But like in motor racing, sometimes they do a warm-up lap. So they're already moving. So when they cross the start line, they're already going. They've got some momentum. So in the week leading up to it, I already was trying to get in the mood. So by the time it came to Friday, it was good. Yeah, it was busy. Actually, it was hammering it down with rain. But, you know, come rain or shine, the marathon must go on.
Nice. How do you find that the marathon is compared to the rest of the year? Is it...
Well, for me, I always think that the marathon, I feel like I'm in Maya the whole year round. Like one time Prabhupada said to Giriraj Maharaj, he said, how are you, Giriraj? And he said, oh, I'm fine, Prabhupada, but sometimes, I fall into Maya. And Prabhupada looked at him, pointed at him and said, you are always in Maya. Sometimes you fall into Krishna. So I feel like for me, I'm always in Maya all year round. But the marathon is the one time where I say, okay, just for 1 month, I'm going to get out of Maya, just for this 1 month. And the marathon for me, or the month of December, is the most sacred of all months. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna even says of months, I am Marga Shirsha, November, December. And so for me, even holier than Kartik is the month of December, because in the month of December, you can make more advancement in that 1 month than you can during the whole year, because you surrender and you get out of your comfort zone. You put everything else aside and you just dedicate yourself, Ekiha Kurunandana, to the marathon effort.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's a lot of mercy flying around this time of year, right? Especially what I appreciated with what Gopal's done with these podcasts. He's kind of got us together in that mood of pushing together, kind of like a bit of a rugby scrum, like we're all in it. And
yeah, I think Radha Raman Prabhu, he said on the previous podcast, he said that the marathon is like Kartik on steroids, which I thought was a nice example. And he also said it's easy to get into it during the marathon because everyone's doing it all together. It's not like you're just trying to make a little surrender on your own, but the whole country, nay, the whole world, devotees all over the world are all pushing this month, So, one stick on its own is very easy to snap, but many sticks all together, you can bend them, but you can't break them. So like that, strength in numbers. Yeah, we're all trying to do the same thing, so that momentum's there.
How's the marathon up in Newcastle?
Well, I've just come back from the temple tonight. Like right now, it's 10 to 10 in the evening. I've just come back from the temple. We had a 4-hour kirtan in the temple today, and it was ecstatic. But what was really ecstatic was at the end of the kirtan, we made some announcements. And what we've done is, because we're all mostly congregational here in ISKCON Newcastle. So I put together some packs of books. So I put together a pack of 5 books. It's got the SSR, Chant and Be Happy, Nectar of Instruction, Perfection of Yoga, and can't remember the other one now. Oh, and Science of Self-Realization, Chant and Be Happy, Perfection of Yoga, Nectar of Instruction. I can't remember, there's one more. Ishopanishad, that's it. Yeah, we got there in the end. But anyway, I've called it the Panchatattva. So anyway, at the end of today's effort, I announced that we've got these Panchatattva sets for people to buy, to distribute. We sold a lot of packs this evening. And even one devotee, my father-in-law, Ramai Prabhu, he bought a set of Srimad Bhagavatams to donate to a friend. So yeah, the marathon is going. It's going. And, we're going to pick up some momentum.
Nice. What do you think about, what would you say about the importance of book distribution, like specifically?
Yeah, well, book distribution, of course, Srila Prabhupada said, if you want to please me, distribute my books. And, books are the basis, right? Preaching is the essence. Utility is the principle and purity is the force. So the basis of our Krishna consciousness movement is on the books. That means that we get our inspiration from the books. That's the basis of our understanding, right? Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. But ultimately, everything's based on the Shastra. But that's where we get the source of our inspiration, is from reading the books. It's like if you've seen a good film, right, on Netflix or whatever it is, if you've seen a good film, you tell people about it. Hey, I've seen this film. It's absolutely amazing. You've got to watch it. But if you've not seen it, you don't have any incentive to tell anyone about it. So if we're not reading the books, if we're not studying the books, if we're not taking shelter of the books, there'll be no impetus to distribute them. We'll be thinking the people on the street have got something better because everyone's buying things in the shops. 90% of what you can buy in the shops, people don't actually need, right? But actually, one time, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he said that we have the one thing that people actually need. Marketing is the art of convincing people to buy something they don't actually need. And then not only that, there's competition, So lots of people are selling the same products. So firstly, you don't need it and you're competing. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he said, we've got the only thing that people actually need, the knowledge that's in Prabhupada's books. And he said, and we've got the monopoly of the market. There's no one else who's got what we've got. We've got the monopoly of the market, and we've got the only thing that people actually need. He said, but the problem is we don't want to do it, or we're not convinced that it's the only thing that people need. So therefore, yes, we have to read the books. We have to take shelter of the books. Then we have inspiration to go out and distribute the books. I just wanted to say something. I wanted to share one verse. So for me, we'd spoken earlier and you'd said that one thing that, because I'd said that I felt that I'd been going through a bit of a tough time, but the marathon is a chance to kind of press the reset button, and it's a chance to, like I said, get out of Maya and just, just surrender to Krishna. And this way we'll actually be happy. So one time I was listening to a lecture by Vijay Prabhu, and he was saying that his favorite book to distribute and to read is the Bhagavad Gita. So he said one time he was reading the Bhagavad Gita with the idea that he was searching for a verse that was going to inspire him in his Sankirtan. And he found this verse. I'm going to read it to you now. Chapter 13, text 23. Upadrashtanumanta cha bhata bhakta maheshwara paramatmeti chakyukto dehismin purusha paraha. So it says, yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul. And he found that verse, and what he was inspired by was the fact that Krishna, he's within the heart and he's the permitter. He's permitting. So when you stop someone and ask someone to take a book, we're praying to Krishna in their heart. We're praying to the super soul within their heart. Please inspire this person to take the book. You know, you've done your presentation, you've done the close, and then it's like, okay, what's going to happen? So we're praying to Krishna in their heart. Please inspire him. So Krishna's in their heart as the permitter. He is permitting it. So when I heard that he'd found this book, this verse to inspire him in his sanctum, I thought, I want to find a verse to inspire me in the marathon. And I came across this verse because I became a card-carrying member of Chads, as Vaisheshika Prabhu says, chanting a chapter of the Bhagavad Gita every day. And when you read the Bhagavad Gita every day, you know, you read a chapter every day, you become familiar with the verses. So I came across this verse. This is chapter 18, text 62. This is the verse that inspires me in the marathon. Tam eva sharanam gacha sava bhavena bharata tat prasada paranshantim stanam prapshashi shashvatam. Now listen to this. This is nectar. O Scion of Bharat, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. So this word utterly, utter surrender. I quote this a lot, but I chant this verse every day before I start Sankirtan throughout the whole year, not just in the marathon. I chant this verse every day before I start Sankirtan. Surrender unto him utterly. So what does utter surrender mean? Utter surrender means everything. Your body, your mind, your words, you put everything else aside. Utter surrender. And what does utter surrender bring you? It brings you transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. Now, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, there can be no happiness without peace. So we're looking for happiness, right? Ananda Maya Bhyasa. We're looking for happiness. The mind thinks I'm going to find happiness by not going out on the marathon. I'm going to find happiness by not going out into the freezing cold, rain, snow, sleet, hail. I'm going to find happiness by not approaching people who don't want to know anything about Krishna. I'm going to find happiness by sleeping for an extra 3 hours in bed. That's what the mind's saying. But Krishna's saying, no, by utter surrender, that's what will make you happy. So for me, that's my meditation, because okay, at least for this 1 month, I'm just going to surrender unto him utterly. And my experience is that it's hard to start Sankirtan, but it's impossible to stop. At the beginning of the day, it's hard to start, but at the end of the day, it's impossible to stop, because you get the taste from that utter surrender. And we're not doing it for our pleasure. We're doing it for the pleasure of Prabhupada. We're doing it for the pleasure of Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And when we do it for their pleasure, that's actually what brings happiness to us. Because Krishna says, there is no one more dear to me than those who preach my glories, nor will there ever be one more dear. This brings the greatest happiness to Krishna. It brings the greatest happiness to Caitanya Mahaprabhu. It brings the greatest pleasure to Srila Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara, and therefore it brings us the greatest happiness.
Jai, thanks, Prabhu.
So yes, everyone, let's utterly surrender to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's mission to distribute books, distribute books, distribute books.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta